Alright, hello everyone. It's Nito, and welcome back to Anime Champion Simulator. Now today is going to be a little bit of a different video, because today we're just doing a video specifically on raids. Now, think about the raids in Anime Champion Simulator. They can do them as many times as you want. Now, there are 3 chests in each of these areas. I'm going to be showing where each of those individual chests are, and all the bosses and all the raids that are currently in the game. I'm going to be starting off with Green Planet. First one from the first world, or the Dragon Ball world to be more specific. Now this one you can actually get pretty quickly. The second room, and to the left. Alright, you clear up a bunch of these blue forces and the red forces, which are quite durable. But overall, it isn't that terrible. And then once you defeat these guys, a golden chest will spawn right here. Now, these chests are, kind of a rarity. Purple chests have a higher chance of doing good stuff, or gold chests have a normal chance of doing stuff. Alright, now the first mini-boss is Genju. He has an area attack, as you can see. He punches the ground, nice and simple. Rushing to stop the attack before it finishes off his attack. Actually, never mind, I won't be able to. Oh well. Then he has a meteor type of attack, which is more of an area type of deal. But it is pretty simple to dodge, nice and simple, nice and right. Alright, now that we made the boss here is Bleezin, aka Frieza. Now, Frieza actually has a couple different moves, this first one being where he spawns in a bunch of enemies. Now, his enemies are always red forces, every single time. He spawns them around himself. He has another attack where he does a meteor kind of blast in a large area. As you can see, he only has 111 million HP on medium difficulty when you're in the last world. How they scale the dungeons is based on what world you are currently in. So, like, let's say you're in the first world, you'll have a lot less HP overall. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, but the yellow bar here is sort of their block bar. The one that goes away, you start dealing double the damage to the opponent. So this attack is a blast attack, very simple to dodge, does 3 of them. Alright, now to explain the last 2 chests. You get a free gold chest after beating the boss, gives you quite a bit of stuff, and a free item. And then there's the purple chest. Now I can't open mine, but this is the chest that you can only open once every 24 hours. It has better stuff in it, you get good stuff. Me personally, I got 2. First time I got a Kaguya skin and a Zenny skin. Alright. Moving on to the next. Alright, next up is Pirate Town. Now, he actually has a area of effect attack. There's an area of effect attack, and then an area. He has similar attacks to Genju, as he has a multi-area attack, and he has one big attack that surrounds himself. Overall, he's really easy compared to the next fella, which I think has one of the more rather annoying move compared to most of the other raid bosses. Now, all the raid bosses have their own unique moves. Now, this raid boss is Swordsman. His attacks are this one, which goes in a circle. I recommend avoid doing it in this corner right here, because you can't go right here as well. So it's best you avoid doing that. Now, this attack may confuse some people, but for me personally, I jump on this little boat over here, just out of range, right? And you can still send your guys to attack him if you want. Alright, nice simple. Now this one is actually a triple attack. This guy's is a one attack in the middle. Still pretty easy to dodge. The recommendation, I recommend turning off auto ability when you're doing raids, just so you can do maximum damage when they're in their weakened state. So you can use all your abilities at once. I also recommend trying to get one super strong guy and a bunch of dudes that have either Collector 3 or Haste. So you can have maximum drop rate, so you can get more tokens. These tokens that you receive during these battles are very helpful in getting quirks and such. And you do need them in order to get more collectors. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, but there is for some reason a little glitch to where the timer won't show up. But there are a few times where the timer will show up and show you how long you do have to wait until your next chest open is available. Alright, next world. Now the next world is Hero Academy. Alright, now we made it to the mini-boss, which is a Megabot. He has a similar arc to the Frieza, but he does it a lot more often than Frieza does. You know, so he does it a lot faster, so I recommend being careful on that end. Alright. Also, something that's a bit different about this one is that the chest area is actually inside the mini-boss area in the third area, if you get what I mean. Mainly just a bunch of muscle men, so be ready for that. And as you can see, chest room is right in between these two houses. Alright. Now the boss here is Pyroroki, the mythical in the normal area. First, one of his attacks involves covering, I believe, half the arena in ice. A relatively easy one to dodge if you're just standing here. The next attack he has is a simple ice attack. It's one throw, so it's not too complicated, but does cause a blockade. Oh Jesus. Alright, next one is a fast throwing move, where he just starts throwing fireballs in your general area. That one's a little harder to dodge, but once again, still relatively simple. Alright, so the next world is actually Ninja Village, which definitely has a more unique section to it that I will actually show. Alright, we're here. So this is by far one of the harder parkour bits. Alright, so if you don't have a dash, I'd recommend going to the right route, which will allow you to run across these strings. But if you do have dashes, I recommend going up here just to simply get it over with as quick as possible. So that's just me. Alright, so the mini-boss is actually a little different, because you don't actually have to... Well, you do have to fight the mini-boss. But the mini-boss is actually inside of this portal, as it may show. Which is definitely an interesting one. Now this one you fight Byakugo. Obviously he has a... Most of the guys have similar attacks, where they have one that surrounds himself, ones that do that sort of deal. They have a splash attack, and then they have one big, long attack in the end. Now, the chest in this area is definitely more difficult, in my opinion, because you have to jump on these tiny little logs to this back area. It's definitely a little more difficult than the usual shenanigans. If you get back here, there are two ninja captains and one ninja general. Alright. A nice and parkour's a little hard, but overall not too difficult. Alright, now the boss here is Snake Lord. Now he has some similar moves here, but this is by far one of the harder moves. It's where he rapidly spams throws. Now I do recommend utilizing your double jumps and dashes during this entire bout, That attack is very difficult to dodge in any situation. Now this attack is like Todoroki's attack, where it simply just throws a big giant snake on half the arena. Now I will remind you, it is still not terribly difficult to dodge. I personally find the rapid throws a lot harder. Now he has this one, as per all the bosses, where it's simply just a throw move. Yes, I forgot to mention, but when you actually get hit by the attacks, it won't do damage to you or anything. But I do still recommend dodging it, because it can cause you to get stunned, and that also stuns your champions and removes all their ability bar. It could be catastrophic. And one of his last attacks involves him having he similarly summons units, ninja captains, like how the guy Frieza does it. Now he usually does a snake attack a lot more, so I do recommend figuring jumping and all that stuff. Now, next world is the JoJo world. Alright, so this is Bizarre World, the 5th world towards and the second to last one. What you want to do is you want to go right instead. Now, this parkour can be a little bit difficult if you're bad like I am. Now don't worry, after you fall in the water and if you don't come back up 3 times, it will respawn you to either the nearest checkpoint or the beginning if you're close to it. Now this parkour is definitely difficult. Alright, and the chest is at the very end of this whole parkour thing. Alright, now the boss of Bizarre World is Gunslinger. Now, Gunslinger actually, once again, has a move similar to that one character. But guns. So I recommend at least trying to jump and dodge over it while it is in the middle of the process. Now once again, he has the usual throw move, where he simply just shoots normal little ballistics. Remember, in order to continue, you actually have to go inside the mansion, which is actually very well designed, and look at that! Our boy Daireb is up there. Little Easter egg. Anyway, the boss here is Goldilocks. Alright, it's not a unique boss. Now, he has one of those special meteor attacks that spreads around the entire arena. In his stand. Now, still, once again, he has one of those area blast attacks. Huge radius. And then he has one of those, of course, the shooty attacks, where he simply throws a bunch of arrows your way. Now his next move is where he summons his stand. Now this one's definitely more of a difficult move, but it's not too terrible since you have your entire team fighting. Alright, now the last and final one, Demon Forest. Alright, we're now in Demon Forest. Now this is once again one of those ones where the second area is where the chest, actually no, it's the third area, never mind. Now after clearing out all the enemies in this area, with all the pillars and stuff, now this one's might be a little difficult to see, might be a little easy, but it's actually over here. Alright, what you want to do is you want to climb all the way up here and then clear out, this is actually one of the easier rooms because there's only one Watsuba, which is easy to kill, and a spider mother. Towards you will receive your chest right here. Now, the spider father's moves include obviously the usual blast attacks. His are a little wide, but not too terrible. Then the area of effect attack. Alright, now that you finally made it down, you'll be encountering this demon here. Now, this is actually a unique attack. He is a checkerboard type attack. Really easy to dodge actually, so not terribly difficult. Then he has this one where he throws random arrays of whitish squares, rectangles, around the map. This one's also one of the easier ones to dodge. Then there's the harder one, which is like that snake attack from Ninja Village. but instead of with snakes, it's spiders, and it's also very hard because there's a bunch of obstacles on the area. Now this is also another unique attack where he does 3 repeated wide arrays of attacks around himself. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the general breakdown of each of the raid chest locations and its bosses. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. And goodbye.